Hello everybody, this is Abhijit Nandi Mazumdar and today I'm sitting here in a very unique place. I'm not going to divulge everything right now, but do you love, I'm absolutely sure you love going out and for a cup of coffee? Or have you understood the concept of coffee? There are various and different types of coffee. We're all going to talk about it, but let me introduce to you Mr. Rajesh Dasani, and he is a new entrant in this field. He's just started, but he already started with a bang, and his concept of coffee is completely different from the one that we mostly see outside on the road. We're going to find out more from him. Welcome to ANM News, Mr. Dasani.
Thank you.
And with your permission, although I see a lovely cup of cappuccino right in front of me, but with your permission, we will kind of move this forward in English and Bengali combined together. Sure. So the first thing that I wanted to ask you is, moment you hear about a cafe, we always think that it's something about the young generation. They sit down together, they over a cup of tea or a coffee, or it may be a small little snack, and while away that time. And if you don't mind my saying, প্রেম করে বসে বসে সারাক্ষণ. So when you started this joint, as cafes are mostly called, you had that thing in mind?
I think I should give a little bit of prelude to the whole exercise that we did. I have been in a profession which required a lot of traveling. So I was into sales and distribution. And I started my career in late 80s till the middle of this decade. So almost 30 years I worked in the field of sales and distribution, which made me shift my home 13 times, intercity. So I got transferred 13 times and I worked from areas starting from the extreme corner of the northeast to the extreme south corner of the country. So the entire eastern southern corridor I have worked. And this 30 years of my working life had left a very, a deligible mark on our life, on my entire family. Because we met people across such a wide spectrum, people from different language, caste, creed, community, sex, food, music, they were so different. They're so diverse people. So this diversity has become part and parcel of our life. So after my job, we decided to do something which will make me do at least two things. One, continue meeting people, new people, more people, variety of people, people with diverse interests and background. And of course, food was something which has been very close to us, because all these different places, people have welcomed us with their own culture and food. So just wanted to have this two as a, the fulcrum of our endeavor that we started. So that is how the melting pot journey which started. Now coming to the question of the cafe. See, when we had this plan, we were trying to make it a place which is very, which should be very soothing, which should help people distress themselves and help them recreate their memories, spend time with the friends, loved ones, over some delectable food in a very cozy environment, which will not interfere into their privacy and give them a very open space to interact. So that was our concept.
So all little things molded into one.
Yes. But the whole idea, it never was that we only want to do a food joint. The idea was we want to have a venue which is a meeting place of different people. And that is how the name Melting Pot was decided.
Exactly. Now, when you do you identify Melting Pot with the kind of cafe that you see in Kolkata or in Salt Lake or in surrounding places or in any metropolitan cities?
No, of course. See, as far as identity of the cafe is concerned, if you see from the food perspective, of course there is a lot of similarity. Every cafe has its own offerings, own set of.
But do you think that people go to cafe for food?
I would not strongly agree to this. I think people are looking for a place where they can spend a quality time, where they can come out of the hustle bustle of the daily life and distress themselves. And it's not only food which is the attraction in a cafe.
That's an add-on.
That's an add-on. Because food you can have anywhere.
Beverages is maybe a slightly better option than food.
Yeah, of course, beverage is a very integral part of any cafe, because whether it's a hot or a cold beverage is one item which most of the consumers would love to have and spend time over.
So you say de-stressing is one major factor when you get to enter a cafe. So now there are various styles of cafes as we often see in Kolkata. So how do you think Melting Pot is different from others?
See, the Melting Pot, our idea behind the whole project was that it should give enough, environment which will make people have conversation in a very soothing environment. So there should be music should be very soft. It should not be very disturbing or intriguing. The overall ambience, the light, the color scheme should be very light and soothing.
You are going for a very soft decor.
Yes.
It's not a very high-end or a very loud decor, as we say.
That's the right term probably. It's not very loud.
Correct. So when we talk about loud decor, so do you think your soft decor? I don't have any figures for that. We haven't conducted any survey on that score. I don't think anybody has done so far. But do you think a loud decor attracts more youngsters or a soft decor?
See, I think if you take the age factor of the demo, I think the younger people have a tendency to move into a place which is more vibrant, more loud, because of the energy that they have.
Okay.
The young people have that lot of energy into them. I mean, so of course, it becomes very, as an identity of the young consumers that they want to, identify themselves with.
True.
So loud music, loud decor definitely attracts youngsters.
But does that is financially, business-wise viable?
Very tricky question, of course. See, business viability, if you only look at business, then of course it is advisable to attract that segment of the customers, which will make your revenue run faster. But yes, we do have a commercial objective behind this cafe. I mean, it's not a charity that we are doing, and definitely we want to earn. The revenue should be in a sphere which will make us run this place towards the objective that we have in mind.
Absolutely.
So without commercials behind it, it will not be possible.
Not be feasible.
So of course commercials are important, but then another very big idea or segment which we have in our mind is people who are slightly aged, people in the late 50s, 60s. They don't have too much of an option of getting into a cafe as per their choice or liking. So we had this thing in mind because Salt Lake has got a huge population of senior citizens.
Every city has.
Every city has got, and Salt Lake, I think, my idea is that Salt Lake has as a percentage of population little on a higher side. Most of their young people have moved out on various assignments or jobs or whatever. So this is one area which will give them an opportunity to come out of their home and enjoy the environment of a cafe over good food.
Absolutely. Correct me if I am wrong. So one is the youngest cafe for the youngsters, the younger people for loud decor. Another, what we have seen is over the years, popular such kind of places have been a good meeting point for business activity. People who do not have, they don't want to go back to offices or they don't want to meet in offices. They use these joints, they feel are very, very quiet places. They use these joints to kind of interact, do business and carry things forward. Another aspect is we have seen elderly people or old people, as you correctly said. I will rather not put elderly people, say in the bracket of 50s and 60s, who just want to sit back, relax over a cup of coffee with a couple of friends. They also want to use this place. the style and the taste of these two, the ones who wants to do who are looking for business or talking about work, and the senior citizens, or if I put it 50 plus as a senior citizen, not as in the official category, but as not the young crowd. So they also feel relaxed when they come up to a place which has got a very low light decor and spacious, and has give them a lot of chance to kind of interact.
Yeah. See, I mean, the opportunity to interact, talk, that is a very important aspect. I mean, when people come to a cafe, see, we have a stage here, we do musical programs also, but we only do it during the hours when there's not too many people who come to, enjoy a conversation, because loud music is again it's a disturbance for a conversation. So people who want to converse, people who want to work, people who want to do some business, they definitely need a very quiet environment where the discussion or the deliberations can happen without any hindrances.
Got it. Yes, absolutely, very correct.
So a lot of people want this kind of environment where they can have a conversation, they can recollect their old memories, they can relive it with friends or relations or whatever, or whomever they come with.
Absolutely.
So that is one big area, I think.
How do you describe melting pot?
See, melting pot, I mean, our endeavor is that we wanted people to, dissolve all their differences and enjoy this place. So we want it to be a venue where all diversity can mix. People from variety of background, variety of taste can come, interact and enjoy the food, the music and the environment.
Which means sit back, relax and enjoy not the flight but the place. Absolutely, that is what you meant when you said melting pot. So do you have any unique, let me try your coffee. Do you have any unique food maybe or something which is not there in any other place?
Yes. As I said,
What do you call that, a USP, unique selling?
So like melting pot, as I said, that we want to dissolve all the diversity. One of the focus areas of when we decide our menu, is we try to keep some amount of fusion food where we can, mix or the cuisine of different places is put together in one place. So like if you want to understand, maybe I can name a couple of dishes.
Yeah.
Like you have mochar ghanto,
Okay.
which is a pure Bengali cuisine. You have a spring roll, which is more of Oriental cuisine. We have fusion bread. So now we have a mochar ghanto spring roll.
Okay.
So it looks like a spring roll from outside, but inside it's a Bengali ingredient which is mochar ghanto and prepared in a Bengali style.
Okay.
Presented
So
in
you
a
mix
Oriental
it,
style.
you mix and match.
Yes. Similarly, we have another dish called fulko luchi chicken kosher tacos.
Okay.
So now again this is a Bengali preparation, but presented in a Mexican style. So which
Okay.
has got salsa, which has got sriracha sauce, which has got sour cream, and presented in a tacos format. So this kind of fusion we try to do, with cuisine from different places and
So there is no prescription or syllabus for this kind of cuisine. You innovate.
sort of. Prescription, I would say, prescription, the only prescription which is there, that it has to be palatable and it has to be interesting for the customer.
Great.
The
And
guest.
what about the pricings?
Pricing, pricing is, it's moderate, I would say it's moderate, because with the way the prices are going up, it's very challenging to, keep at a moderate price, but we definitely understand the customers' preferences. So we try to, match their preferences, but price is again, I think it's what we have taken price point as, it's a combination of two things. The portion of the food that you give and the price that you charge. So if I am giving you, say, 50 grams of a product at 500 rupees, it might look very expensive. But if I give you 250 grams at the price of 500 rupees, then you quite, it's moderate. So the quantity or the portion size and the price, we try to balance it out. So that it should not, people should get a proper value for the money that they're spending.
Absolutely. Now, I want to ask you a question here, a very tricky question, I might put it, is that people come here to spend their time, and the food that you're offering, does your price matches with the restaurant? Do you expect your customer to come and have lunch?
See, in cafe, we have, in most of the cafes, I think they do the same thing what we are also doing it. We want this place to be very neutral. So it's not a fine dining or a lunch joint or a dinner joint. So cafes are places where you can go and eat any time of the day. If it's question of only hunger or if you're having food, then you can come anytime and you have choices which can go, like you can have an all-day breakfast, you can have a filling menu of a lunch kind, you can have a high tea kind of a menu, you can have a dinner kind of a menu. So the food variety is spread across the requirement.
If someone wants to have a quick lunch, or maybe if you cater to the customer who says, I just want to go grab something very quick and come back.
Yes,
so that they can.
That is there. Even if somebody has come for filling food during the lunch time and want to have a full lunch kind of a thing, it is available.
And your music, when you do put on music, is it like a DJ music or you have live performance?
No, we don't use DJ. We have all soft music, retro, soft music.
Someone comes and sings here?
And when we do an event, that time like 13th of this month, the last Saturday, we had a Ravindra Jayanti celebration. So the whole evening was on Ravindra Sangeet.
So you get performers to come and sing, or you have?
Yes, we invite guests, we get performers. We don't encourage paid performers.
Okay.
So people who are young artists, budding artists,
they come
who
and
want
sing.
Exposure.
Do you encourage karaoke? Do you encourage people to come?
Yes. In fact, our guests, we invite our guests to sing if they want.
If they want. So that is an added thing, so that they can feel more at home here. One more thing that I wanted to ask you is, do you think such kind of joints, not only yours, joints like these, more serve as a workplace? Because now the concept of working from home has really developed. I mean, that is the in thing at the moment. Everybody is, even the big corporates are encouraging working from home. And many people, they may not have internet connections, proper internet connections at home and things like that. So can you say this can be some sort of a way converted into a workstation?
Yeah. In fact, people do come here. I mean, they spend hours here working on their laptops and having food also. So people spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours also. I mean, we do get such guests who spend a lot of time working here. And I think this is very natural. In many cafes this has started, because people, when they work from home also, they get a little bored. Every day you are sitting in the same table, same chair, same room. So they also want to, have some change. So people do come, and I think this is happening in many places. Not too frequently with us, but it is happening.
It's picking up at the moment. Yeah. And I can see that you have also books in and around. So you people come here and they, over a cup of coffee or maybe something, they read books, and you encourage that.
Yes. The whole idea was that reading as a habit has come down.
So you want to push this forward.
Yeah. So this is one. I mean, we wanted people to enjoy reading. So whatever collections we have. So there are a lot of people who come, who take a book, maybe read at least 50-60 pages over a cup of coffee and or a beverage or a small food, and spend an hour or so. So they love reading books as well. Some people come with their own books.
Oh, absolutely. And one last thing that I wanted to ask you is, what is an average time that a person spends in a cafe?
Usually I think it is an hour on an average, an hour to maybe 1.5 hours. But only, I mean, people when they come only for food, maybe then they don't spend so much of time. But people when they come to relax, when they come with their friends to have a chat or have a
De-stress
conversation,
themselves.
Yeah. So that time people spend at least 1.5 hour time.
Absolutely. So we've heard that you spend 1.5 hour. If you want to have a separate workstation, I mean, you just want to sit back, relax, enjoy your work, have some very, very innovative food. The recipe that he told me I've never heard of, but sounds very mouth-watering, absolute mouth-watering. So you want to do that, you try out cafes, you try out everywhere, and of course you can try to reach out to Mr. Rajesh Dasani. Thank you for watching us in ANM News. Thank you, Mr. Dasani, for speaking to us, taking your time out, and for a wonderful cup of coffee.
Thank you.
Keep watching ANM News, and we'll come once again with much more interesting things in future. Thank you.
আরও খবরের আপডেট পেতে সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন আমাদের ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটি আর বেল আইকনে ক্লিক করুন নোটিফিকেশনস পেতে।